lórí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nílùú Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ nílùú Ọ̀yọ́. Ọba Ghandi, Ọba Fọlábí, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bàbá ti sọ̀rọ̀, àti àkóríjọpọ̀ àwọn ọba tó kù nílùú Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́, gbogbo wọn ti sọ̀rọ̀. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ wá lọ gbọ́ ohun tí wọ́n sọ, iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n rán sí ìjọba lórí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí, àti àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ kankan táwọn pàápàá ti gbé kí ààbò kó lè wà nínú ìlú àti fún àwọn ọmọ tó ń lọ sílé ìwé. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ wá lọ gbọ́ ohun tí wọ́n sọ nínú fọ́nrán yìí.
We are all aware of the ugly incident that occurred some few days ago.
Isele and Yawota and Orire local government of Ogbomosho zone. As a result of that incident, the Shoun of Ogbomosho land, His Imperial Majesty, Oba Ghandi Afolabi Olaoye, then put a call through all the traditional rulers in Ogbomosho zones, comprises of 5 local governments: Ogbomosho North, Ogbomosho South, Orire local government, Soro, Lere, and Ogoluwa. He put a call through all of us that there will be a need for all of us to meet urgently, rub minds on the events that happened, the action taken so far, and other actions to be taken in order to prevent reoccurrence of that ugly incident. And just like the secretary has introduced, we have in the house full pack of royal fathers that cut across the 5 local governments. So at the end of our meeting, we reached some certain conclusions which we want to visual out in the form of communique to the whole world. I am the Alapa of Okin, Oba John Akintola, the spokesperson for this august body. I am the spokesperson for the august body. And let me put on record that Shoun of Ogbomosho land joined us virtually because he's away to the United States of America. The title of the communique is a communique issued today, Tuesday, 19th May 2026, at the end of the meeting of traditional rulers in Ogbomosho zone regarding the recent killings, abductions, and insecurity at Isele and Yawota in Ogbomosho zones of Oyo State. The members of various traditional councils in Ogbomosho zone, namely Ogbomosho North Local Government, Ogbomosho South Local Government, Ogoluwa Local Government, Orire Local Government, and Surulere Local Government, condemned in strong terms the killings, abductions of the school pupils, teachers, vice principals, and principals at Isele and Yawota in Orire Local Government of Oyo State, that is in Ogbomosho zone, are the ugly event that occurred few days back. The traditional rulers of various councils from the 5 local governments commiserate with the families of the deceased who were gruesomely murdered at Isele and other communities by the bandits. May the souls of the departed rest in peace, and we send our condolences to their families using this medium, and we pray that God Almighty will be with their families. Let me put on record that as directed by His Imperial Majesty Shoun of Ogbomosho, a powerful body was raised to visit various families who lost their loved ones. They have also visited those who are in the hospitals receiving treatments, those who are under trauma, with the message of assurance that God will take care of everything and that government is on top of the situation. This body also sends our prayers and love to the family of the abductees. And we want to assure them that concerted efforts are going on to secure their release unhurt. What is paramount in our mind is how to secure their release without having further damages, apart from the mental trauma and psychological trauma that they have undergone so far. We want to commend the actions and effort of the federal government of Nigeria as contained in the press release by Mr. Bayo Onanuga, the spokesperson for the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria. The promptness and readiness of the federal government is highly commendable in this regard. You will see that when the incident occurred, the Inspector General of Police came on behalf of Nigerian Police Force, and he came again as a delegate of federal government to assess the situation report at the various communities. So we put on record the promptness of the federal government, and we commend that. We want to thank the Inspector General of Police too for his visits. The body appreciates the immediate deployment of various security agencies to the affected communities in order to protect the remaining citizens and their property. Not only in the affected communities, you still have other adjoining communities, their neighbors. They must be protected too. Lives must not be lost again, and their property too must be secured. So this is what the federal government has done and still doing. So we thank them for this. We want to put on record too the response and quick action of Oyo State government under the leadership of Engineer Oluseyi Makinde. We want to place on record with gratitude his personal involvement in this matter. You will see that in the last 24 hours, the governor of Oyo State has addressed a press conference. He had interactions on 2 occasions with the media in order to give information to members of Oyo State that government is not resting on its laurels and that government is doing everything possible to secure the release of the abductees, the infants, school pupils, the teachers, the principals who have been held in captivities. So we thank Oyo State government for the efforts that it has done so far. You will see that again on last Sunday, the deputy governor, together with top functionaries of Oyo State government, paid official visits to Ahoro Isele and other areas. They also visited the hospitals where the wounded gallant soldiers, the Amatekun people, local hunters, where few of them who sustained injuries are receiving treatment. And the government has promised that it will take care of the medical bills. So we thank Oyo State government for this. Well, we want to assure everybody that discussions are ongoing within the traditional ruler as a body and government as another part. We have told you that the issue of security is not what can be discussed in public. The methods to use to achieve success, we are not going to discuss it with the press, but we want our people to know that since last week Friday, we have been having a series of meetings, and that will continue until we achieve results. So we are assuring members of the public that everything will be done within our capacity, God's willing, that there won't be more loss of life. And what you require of everybody now is prayers. Having said this, we have some appeals and requests to make. The first thing is to the public. This body as a whole comprises of all the traditional rulers in the 5 local governments. We want to appeal for calm. We want to appeal for vigilance, and we want to appeal for cooperation. Just a while ago, we have some unconfirmed reports that some people became agitated and they were flying about different type of rumors. We are going to, some selected obas from various local governments will be in various radio houses in order to let people know that they should discard some of this unconfirmed rumor. There are some people are doing that deliberately in order to create fears into the mind of people. There is no any bandit in Ogbomosho. So we appeal for calm, we appeal for patience, we appeal for vigilance and prayers. So we want to inform everybody or members of the public that if you have any information to share with us, you can contact the secretary to the Soro of Ogbomosho in the palace. If you have any information that can assist us, please give us, and be assured of our utmost secrecy of any information that you share with us. Not only that, we want to appeal to various governments, federal and state, to be diplomatic in whatever actions and methods to be used in securing the freedom of the abductees. We want government to be diplomatic. This is an unconventional war. The way we fight guerrilla wars is quite different from the normal wars. So what we are appealing for is that this body will appreciate dialogue with the people involved. Please let us embrace dialogue, and if necessary with subtle kinetic efforts. But the most important thing is that we want to secure the release of these people. We cannot go all out to use force. The reason why we are saying this is that we want to ensure that we prevent further collateral damages to both lives and property. So that is why we are appealing. And you will see that yesterday, His Excellency, the Governor of Oyo State, did say that its government is open to negotiation. Some people are already castigating him for doing this. But we want to tell you that at this point, what we need is wisdom if we want to secure our people alive. So we don't want collateral damage again. So we don't want total and absolute kinetic effort. If that is employed, the results won't be palatable. Furthermore, we call for collaborations and healthy relationships among traditional rulers in the Ogbomosho zone. This is the time for all of us to come together. Either you are from north, south, Surulere, Ogoluwa, or Orire. As one Yoruba adage says, tí òtù bá ń pàkan ọ̀rẹ́, gbogbo wa náà ni nǹkan ń ṣe. What has happened in Orire local government now, I know that members of Ogbomosho North, South, Surulere will have their families there. So it is not Orire local government that is affected alone. We have our people all over. So we are calling for collaborations, healthy relationship. This is the time for all traditional rulers in Ogbomosho zone to come together so that we will be a united front to be able to fight any external invasion. If we do this, all of us will be on top of these security challenges and issues in our zones. Furthermore, we call on the residents of Ogbomosho and other various communities in all these 5 local governments to be law-abiding. Please, we should not take laws into our hands. Don't attack anybody. At this period, what we need is vigilance. And if we have anything to report, police are there. You can contact the obas of your communities if you have any report. Please don't take any laws into your hand. We want to ensure that we have security threat-free society. And for us to achieve that, we should not take laws into our hands. We should caution ourselves too as traditional rulers. We have various unconfirmed reports that some battles in some remote areas are fraternizing with some foreigners. They are having some unhealthy relationship with them for reasons best known to them. We have our information. Please, we are appealing to ourselves. All the royal fathers that are here, we have some chiefs and baales under us. Please let us call them and inform them that anybody who is caught having unhealthy relationship with the foreigners or the bandits, that person will be exposed and will be made to face the full wrath of the law. We are supposed to be good examples to our people. We should not be part of the people that will be aiding and abetting crimes. I am not saying that we are doing it, but the report that we are getting is that, yes, the various communities, some communities have been infiltrated, and we wonder why reports were not made till the havoc was done. So please, let's check ourselves and do internal auditing. Another thing that we want to request from the federal government is about these forest reserves. Yes, forest reserve is good for environmental purposes, and that is the same thing all over the world. But this forest reserve is too expansive. The large area is too big, and some of these forest reserves are very close to our communities. Some less than 1 kilometer to the community. At Yawota and this Auro Isele, it's about less than 1 kilometer or thereabouts to the forest. So we are appealing to the federal government to cede part of this expanse of land to state government. If you cede part of that to the state government, the villagers or people around that communities will make good use of that land, either for farming or for other purposes. We know that we cannot touch federal government property, but we are calling for reconsideration in this instance. If you can cede part of it to the state might decide to establish model towns in those places. And if we do that, we'll be able to push back the forest itself and the illegal occupants. So if you see part of that to us, I know that police stations, Amotekun stations, civil defense offices will be sited there in order to give security to the lives and property of our people. So we are begging federal government through any means, and we are calling on all sons of Ogbomosho all over the world. This request that we are making is not for Ogbomosho zone alone. It will affect Kwara, it will affect Niger, it will affect Ogun State. The forest reserve is too close to our community of residents. So government should at least maybe about 20 kilometers to the forest, cede it to the state, so that we can make use of that area. So if we have houses there, we have our farmlands there and other things, our people will be able to sleep with their eyes closed. Another thing that we want to request from the federal government is that now that we have seen what we call banditry in this area, we are requesting that a military base be sited in Orire, very close to this forest. If we have a military base where we have the artillery, the soldiers that carry guns, it will confer a lot of protections on so many communities. Look, I don't think police will be able to handle that now, because if you give us a police station, it will man just maybe 2 or 3 communities. But if we have a military base, it will help us a lot. And it is the federal government that can direct this. We are calling on the president, who is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, to please consider this as a matter of urgency. Southwest has been infiltrated by bandits. We don't have the capacity and wherewithal to confront these people. we need a military base in Ogbomosho zone to be sited at this Orire local government close to the reserve. If you do this for us, the entire community in Ogbomosho zone will be grateful to you. So, and we hope that our federal government will accede to this request as soon as possible. Election year is around the corner. Our people that will vote in so many of these communities have been displaced. So they don't have the right to vote except to provide security there. We want to vote for our president. And the people whose votes will count for his second term, part of them are the people being displaced by these bandits. Lives have been lost. Families are in agony. People have been held captive since 5-6 days ago. Please help us with a military base. On the issue of other engagements, the traditional rulers in the 5 local governments are still meeting, will still be meeting from time to time to assess the situation. And if the need arises, we will call the press to inform members of the public of our action so far. Once again, I want to thank members of the press for attending this meeting. And I thank all the traditional rulers here who I'm representing as a spokesperson. I still put on record the effort of His Imperial Majesty, Oba Gandhi Olawi. By the time we were having virtual conversation, it's around 4:30 a.m. in the US, and we have had good sessions together. He's providing logistics and various supports for the affected areas. So we want to thank him, and to the traditional rulers who have provided some logistics monetarily, morally, and otherwise. We want to thank you so sincerely for your effort and commitment in order to ensure that we have a threat-free society. Thank you very much. Sorry, I want to inform members of the public that some traditional rulers will be on air by 3 p.m. today to assure residents of Ogbomosho and other suburbs that God is on top of this situation and that we are on top of it. I want to think it will be a phone-in program. About 5 or 6 traditional rulers have been commissioned to go and do that. You will hear the voice of Ile Iwe Oba Babatunde Amao, Are of Ogbomosho land, Baba Otolorin will be there. Kabiyesi Alajawa will be represented. Kabiyesi Onisapa will be represented there, and Alala Fapote. So we are doing all this to let people know that some people have been designed to create fears into the mind of our people, and you are going to hear from the horse's mouth at 3 o'clock. Am I right? So at Parrot. So we want people to take time to listen, and if you have any questions or assurance that you need for them, you can phone in and they will provide answers to your questions.
Fún àǹfààní àwọn aráalé, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ti ń sọ nípa ìpínkájọ ká bá wọn tú kíní ìlú Yorùbá. So ní kúkúrú èdè ẹ bá wa ẹ̀sìn
a kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin aráalé tí ẹ bá ń bá wa lọ, ẹ rí i pé wọ́n ti ṣe àfihàn ojú àwọn lọ́balọ́ba, àwọn lóyèlóyè, àwọn baálé, àwọn àgbàjòyè tí a jọ ṣe ìpàdé pàjáwìrì ní ààfin aláyélúwà ọba Ṣọ̀ún, ọba Ghandi Afọlábí Ṣọ̀ún ti ilẹ̀ Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́. A ṣe ìpàdé pàjáwìrì ní àárọ̀ yìí. Kábíyèsí Ṣọ̀ún wọn sí nílé, wọn wà l'Amẹ́ríkà, ṣùgbọ́n pẹ̀lú ẹ̀rọ ìgbàlódé a jọ bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ ni. Nǹkan bí aago 4:30 ní ọ̀dọ̀ wọn l'Amẹ́ríkà, a sì jọ fi ẹ̀rọ ìgbàlódé àti jọ fi bára wa sọ̀rọ̀, àti ṣèpàdé. Gbogbo àwọn ọba láti ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ 5, àwọn ọba kànrìnkànrìn ni a jọ wà ń bí. a ṣe ìpàdé àtìlẹ̀kùnmọ́rí ṣe, ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tá a ṣe tán, àwọn ohun tá a jọ gbà ó ní a pe àwọn oníròyìn láti jẹ́ kí wọ́n ó mọ̀. Ohun tí a fẹ́ sọ fún yín ni àbájáde ìpàdé wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí n tá a jọ gbà lórí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó bani nínú jẹ́ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ láìpẹ́ yìí, níbi tí àwọn kan ti pàdánù ẹ̀mí wọn, tí àwọn ajínigbé pa àwọn kan, wọ́n jí àwọn kan gbé lọ, àti àìsí ètò ààbò tó múyẹ ní àwọn àdúgbò bíi Ahoro Isele àti Awọta. A ṣèpàdé yẹn lónìí ní ọjọ́ Tuesday, ọjọ́ 19 oṣù karùn-ún ọdún 2026. Àwọn aṣojú láti ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ márààrún, Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ North, Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ South, Ògo-Olúwa, Oríire àti Sùúrùlérè, a panupọ̀ láti koro ojú sí ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀. A koro ojú sí gan wípé níbi táyé dé dúró yìí, àwọn kan sì ya wọlé, wọ́n sì pa àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n ń bá iṣẹ́ ajé wọn lọ tàbí tí wọ́n ń bá ọ̀rọ̀ ayé wọn lọ fúnra ara wọn, wọ́n pa wọ́n, wọ́n jí àwọn kan gbé lọ, wọ́n dá ìbẹ̀rù bojo sílẹ̀ ní àwọn agbègbè tá à ń sọ yìí. Gbogbo àwọn ọba apanupọ̀ bu ẹnu àtẹ́ lu irú ìwà yìí ní àwùjọ. Irú ìwà yìí ṣe tó yẹ ká máa rí láwùjọ àwọn ọmọ ènìyàn. Nítorí náà àfojú tó tọ́ wò ó, ojú tí ò tọ́ la fi wo ọ̀rọ̀ yìí, torí pé a rí pé kò yẹ pé tó yẹ kó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ni. Gbogbo àwọn lọ́balọ́ba, àwọn olórí ìlú, àwọn baálé àgbà ìjòyè, gbogbo wa a bá àwọn ìdílé tí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ṣẹlẹ̀ sí, a bá wọn kẹ́dùn. Bí èèyàn ò bá tiẹ̀ kú, ṣe bóyá ó kúkú Ọlọ́run ni. Wọ́n gbébọn fún àwọn tó ní ọjọ́ iwájú, wọ́n ṣe pa wọ́n ní fọnáfọnsu. Inú wa ò dùn sí, inú wa bàjẹ́ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí. A tún kẹ́dùn pẹ̀lú àwọn ìdílé tí wọ́n kó àwọn èèyàn wọn lọ. A wo irú ipò tí wọ́n wà ní ìsìn, àwọn tí wọ́n kó, ẹ wo ipò tí wọ́n wà, àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí, ẹ wo ipò tí wọ́n wà, ọmọ, ọkọ, ìyàwó, bàbá, ìyá, ẹ wo ipò tí wọ́n wà. Ó dùn wá, nítorí pé bí nǹkan báyìí bá ṣẹlẹ̀, kódà ikú tó lè ṣẹlẹ̀ lè pọ̀ nípa ìjáyà àti àìbalẹ̀ ọkàn. N tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí kò tẹ́ gbogbo wa lọ́rùn. Nítorí náà a bá wọn tí wọ́n pàdánù ẹ̀mí wọn, a bá wọn kẹ́dùn púpọ̀. Ìfẹ́ àti àdúrà wa ó sì wà pẹ̀lú àwọn tí wọ́n bẹ ní àhámọ́. A nígbàgbọ́ pé láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà, a fi ń dá ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà lójú pé Ọlọ́run ó tú àwọn èèyàn yìí sílẹ̀. Àwọn ohun gbogbo tí àwa náà ń ṣe kì í ṣe tá a máa sọ síta, torí èèrà tí kù ti wọnú ọ̀pọ̀tọ́. Ojú la rí nísìn, imú ò sì gbóòórùn, kò jẹ́ á mọ̀ bóyá ká gangan bá jọ jókòó ni. Torí náà àwọn nǹkan míì tá a ṣe a ní lè sọ fún gbogbo ará ilé, ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀yin náà máa gbàdúrà fún wa, a káwọ́ gbéra. Gbogbo ìjókòó lọ́balọ́ba a ti gbàdúrà sọ́lọ́run, a bẹ àwọn alálẹ̀, gbogbo agbára tá a sì ní ni àwa náà ń sà, ńlá sì tún máa sà láti rí wípé àwùjọ tó ní ààbò ni àwùjọ wa. Ọlọ́run ó sì ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Àìní ṣàìdúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀, torí Yorùbá ní yìnyín kẹ́ni ó ṣe mí. Wà ìtọ́rọ̀ yìí ṣẹlẹ̀ tí àwọn lẹ́kànlẹ́kàn l'Ógbómọ̀ṣọ́ tí wọ́n ti pe Àbújá ni ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè ló ti gbé ọ̀gá àgbà ọlọ́pàá dìde yányán pé kí wọ́n wá wo kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀. Nígbà tí ọ̀gá ọlọ́pàá sì ń bọ̀, wọ́n káwọn èèyàn lẹ́yìn àtàwọn irinṣẹ́ àtọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan míì tí ó ṣá wà ńlẹ̀ tí wọ́n ń lò. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn, torí bí a bá kúkú pè wọ́n tí wọ́n bá jẹ́ wa, kí la ṣe? A sì rí pé ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè wa náà, inú ààrẹ náà ò dùn sọ́rọ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀. Ẹ rí i pé akọ̀wé ìròyìn àti ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ ti ààrẹ, ọ̀gbẹ́ni Báyọ̀ Ọ̀nànúgà, òun náà ti ṣe àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ jáde lórí ohun tí ààrẹ sọ bínú ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ò ṣe dùn. Kódà ààrẹ pa láṣẹ pé gbogbo ohun tó bá lè gbà, àtọgbọ́n inú ni o, àti ìbáraẹnisọ̀rọ̀ ni o, àti gbogbo ohun tá a bá lè ṣe láti rí pé àwọn tí wọ́n wà láhàámọ́ kí wọ́n jáde, ó ní gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ní ká lọ ṣe. Bí bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè wọ́n ń bá gómìnà Ọ̀yọ́ State sọ̀rọ̀. Gómìnà Ọ̀yọ́ State àti ọba Ilu Ogbomosho àtàwọn ọba àtàwọn ọ̀tọ̀kùlúùlú wọ́n jọ ń sọ̀rọ̀ náà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ààrẹ wípé wọn jẹ́ kọ́rọ̀ yìí ó pẹ́ pàápàá tí wọ́n fi dìde sí. Ara tí à ń sọ fún ààrẹ náà ní ìsìn ni pé ọlọ́pàá ti ìpínlẹ̀ ó di dandan báyìí o. State police à ń bẹ ààrẹ kí wọ́n dákun, kí wọ́n bá wa fọwọ́ sí i. bá a ṣe ní àmọ̀tẹ́kùn tá a ní fìjìláńtè tá a tún ní àwọn wo la tún níná ǹjẹ́ àwọn ọdẹ kọ́ ni aláwọn àwọn ọdẹ ìbílẹ̀ kán bá wa fọwọ́ sí dídásílẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ti ìpínlẹ̀ yóò tún lè ràn wá lọ́wọ́. ní ṣaláì tún dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́lá jùlọ gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ onímọ̀ ẹ̀rọ Ṣèyí Mákindé. Bí àbá rí mọ́kọ́ gómìnà dìde sọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Wàyí tọ́rọ̀ yìí ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ní gómìnà ti kọ́kọ́ gbé igbákejì wọn dìde sí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Wọ́n wá s'Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́, wọ́n lọ sí gbogbo ibi tí nǹkan ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Wọ́n délé àwọn èèyàn tó pàdánù ẹ̀mí wọn, wọ́n délé àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n kó àwọn èèyàn wọn, wọ́n bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀. Kódà àwọn tí wọ́n fara pa wọ́n lọ wò wọ́n nílé ìwòsàn pẹ̀lú ìdánilójú pé àti tọ́jú wọn pé ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ yóò tẹ́wọ́ gbà á. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gómìnà torí igbákejì gómìnà tó wá ó wá ṣojú gómìnà ni. A rí àwọn àgbà òṣìṣẹ́ nílé ìjọba àti àwọn èèyàn ńláńlá ní abẹ́ ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ táwọn náà wá bí Open Salawu àtàwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan tí àwọn náà tẹ̀lé aṣojú gómìnà wá. Wàyí tọ́rọ̀ yìí ti ṣẹlẹ̀ gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé wọn dá wa dá. Tí ẹ bá sì kíyèsí ẹ rí i pé láàrin tí ò tí ì péjọ méjì ó ti dẹ̀ méjì tán ti bá àwọn oníwèé ìròyìn sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Èyí tí wọ́n sọ tó múnú wa dùn jù ò ní pé wọ́n ní àákèlè àákẹ́dọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ká lè ráwọn èèyàn wa gbà. Ohun tí àwa náà sì ń sọ ni pé ní tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí kì í ṣe téèyàn fọwọ́ èlé mú. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn kódà wọ́n ń bú gómìnà. Wọ́n ní ṣé gómìnà ó máa wá bárò àwọn èèyàn bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ ni kó kó nǹkan ìjagun lọ́bẹ̀ kó lọ pa wọ́n. Ṣé tán bá kó nǹkan ìjagun wọlé lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ṣé àwọn èèyàn wa tí wọ́n kó náà ṣé wọ́n pa wọ́n ni? Bí ọ̀rọ̀ bá ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí ọgbọ́n inú ló kù. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ gbogbo a sì fẹ́ bẹ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ pàápàá jùlọ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ mọ nǹkan kọ sí orí íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì. Àwọn nǹkan míì tẹ́ ń kọ ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ jẹ́ á ṣe sùúrù. Ẹni tó bá dógun ló lè ròyìn ogun. Ẹni tí ń bẹ ńlé ẹnu lẹ̀yin ó fi máa sọ. Tẹ́ ẹ bá wo gbogbo àwọn lọ́balọ́ba tẹ́ ń wò yìí kálukú ń làágùn látàárọ̀. Ohun tí à ń rọ ìjọba sí àti àwọn tí a jọ ń sọ̀rọ̀ náà ni pé ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ó ti gba pẹ̀lẹ́. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé pẹ̀lẹ́ náà tún lákọ ó tún lábo. Pẹ̀lẹ́ tá a fẹ́ lò bá a bá lo takọ díẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ á lo pẹ̀lẹ́ abo sí i a lè rí àwọn èèyàn wa gbà. A fi ń dá gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn lójú pé láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà lágbára Ọlọ́run pẹ̀lú agbára ilẹ̀ Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tí ń bẹ láhàámọ́ wọn ní gbókù kankan jáde. Ọlọ́run yóò bá wa tú gbogbo wọn sílẹ̀ láìpẹ́ tó rin ọpẹ́ yóò gbẹ̀nu gbogbo wa. A wá ní àwọn ìbéèrè kan tá à ń fẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ ìjọba tá a sì fẹ́ kí ìjọba ó ṣe fún wa. À ń fẹ́ àwọn nǹkan kan náà lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀yin aráàlú. Ẹ dákun ẹ̀yin aráàlú. Ṣẹ́dúró àsìkò tá a wà yìí àsìkò tí èèyàn máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ chàchàchàchà kọ́ yìí. Àwọn nǹkan míì náà tẹ́ ń sọ síta ẹ̀ ń sọ lé àwọn ọ̀tá lọ́wọ́. Ẹ dákun tí àwa tá a bá lóye tí bá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ ohun tá a máa sọ. Àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ á ṣe kóríyá fún wọn. Àwa tá a bá mọ tí wọ́n ń ṣe ẹ má jẹ́ á gbé ìdájọ́ kalẹ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí sọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú. A fẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn wa farabalẹ̀ kí wọ́n sì bọ̀wọ̀ fún òfin. A sì fẹ́ ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀. Ẹ dákun tí ẹnikẹ́ni bá ní ọ̀rọ̀ àṣírí tó fẹ́ bá wa sọ kí wọ́n wá sí ààfin Ṣọ̀ún l'Ógbómọ̀ṣọ́. A ti fi àwọn àgbà olóyè kan síbẹ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ bá fẹ́ bá wọn sọ ẹ̀yin kan àwọn kan. A sì fi l'Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ búra fún yín pé ọ̀rọ̀ àṣírí tẹ́ bá wa sọ fún wa àní sọ ọ́ tà yóò fi ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ni. Ẹni tó bá ní information tó fẹ́ sọ fún wa tẹ́ bá ti dé ẹ pé ẹ ti gbọ́ ohun tí agbẹnusọ àwọn ọba sọ pé ẹ bá lọ́rọ̀ àṣírí kó wá sáàfin. Kò fẹ́ rí bàbá tí wọ́n ní àwọn ọba sọ̀rọ̀. Tẹ́ bá ní ìròyìn tí ó ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ẹ dákun ẹ wá sọ fún wa. Ohun tá à ń fẹ́ fún ìjọba lọ́dọ̀ ìjọba ni pé forest reserve ilẹ̀ yẹn ti tóbi jù. Ibi gbogbo náà ni wọ́n ti máa ń gbalẹ̀ báyẹn. N tó wúlò fún náà ni fún environment wa káyìíká wa ó lè ṣe dáadáa. Àwọn ewéko igi tí ń tán àtàwọn ẹranko ká lè kó wọn lọ́jọ́ síbẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n forest reserve tá à ń sọ yìí wọ́n ti sún mọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìlú jù. Reserve míì kò tó ìlàjì kìlómítà síbi ìlú wa. Èyí tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ńjọ́sí níbi tí gómìnà wá kí ni ìlú yẹn náà ní Ọlọ́ká lẹ́yìn kò lè ilé àwọn èèyàn báyìí níbi tí wọ́n ti ń dáko ní reserve ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. À ń bẹ ìjọba àpapọ̀ kí wọ́n dákun 20 kìlómítà síbi tí ilé bá ti wà kí wọ́n yọ̀ǹda rẹ̀ fún state. tí àwọn èèyàn wa tí a bá ń dáko ń bẹ̀ tá à ń kọ́lé síbẹ̀, kódà state náà lè kọ́ nǹkan síbẹ̀, state lè kọ́lé ìgbàlódé táwọn èèyàn ó fi máa lọ bẹ̀, èyí táwọn èèyàn fi kún sí àwọn ìlú ńláńlá, tí wọ́n bá ń rí ibẹ̀ yẹn náà lọ yóò ràn wá lọ́wọ́. À ń bẹ̀jọba àpapọ̀, kì í ṣe Ọ̀yọ́ state nìkan ni kí ni ó wà fún. Igbó ìjọba tá à ń wí yìí, àìmọye state, àìmọye ìpínlẹ̀ ló gbà kọjá. 20 kìlómítà síbi tó bá wà sí ìlú, ìjọba ó dákun kán yọ̀ǹda rẹ̀ fún àwọn èèyàn wa, ojú wa yóò lè tó ibẹ̀ dáadáa. Abẹ̀jọba kan ṣe eléyìí fún wa. Ìta tó ń bẹ̀jọba sí ni pé àwọn nǹkan kan wà tágbára wa ò ká lábẹ́ òfin. Gbogbo wa kọ́ la lè máa gbébọn, òfin ò gbà wá láyè, ìjọba ò tiẹ̀ fẹ́ fún wa license láti gbébọn mọ́. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń bẹ ní Nàìjíríà ní ìsìn wọn tó, Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn náà ò tó. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ a bẹ̀ wọ́n kán dákun, iléeṣẹ́ ológun àwọn tí máa ń yìnbọn, kì í ṣe tolómi torí kò sómi ńbẹ̀, kì í ṣe tòfurufú, iléeṣẹ́ ológun àwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ tí wọ́n máa ń yìnbọn, ìjọba àpapọ̀ ló lágbára rẹ̀, kán wá bá wa gbé kan sí Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ zone, kán sì fìdí ẹ̀ kalẹ̀ sí Oríire níbi tó súnmọ́ reserve. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé tí iléeṣẹ́ ológun náà bá ń bẹ ńbẹ̀, báyìí kọ́ lọ́rọ̀ yìí ó rí. Àwọn kan lè máa sọ pé ṣe bí wọ́n ṣèkọlù sí iléeṣẹ́ ológun. Níbi tí àkàrà pọ́n nǹkan bá jẹ̀kọ dé, ọlọ́mọlanke ní òkèwé bẹ̀. Tí iléeṣẹ́ ológun bá ń bẹ ńbẹ̀, tágbára tí wọ́n ká, àwa jọ̀ǹkọ́tọ́ báyìí agbára wa ò ká, yóò sì tún mú ẹ̀rù dání. Ẹ dákun, a bẹ̀ ìjọba lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Ètò wa ṣe jùlọ ni pé ẹ̀yin aráàlú Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́, wọ́n ti dá ẹ̀rù sọ́kàn yín. Níbi a ti ń ṣèpàdé lọ, lẹ́nìkan bá ní gbogbo àràdá o, àwọn báńdíìtì ti débẹ̀ wọ́n ń ṣe o. Ní àwọn tó wà láràdá, lẹ́nìkan náà bá pè ń sàpá, wọ́n ní gbogbo Takí o, báńdíìtì ti débẹ̀. Wọ́n ní ṣé bọ́dọ̀ tí wọ́n náà wà, wọ́n ní wọn ò sí lọ́dọ̀ àwọn. Lọ́kàn bá tún níbi kan náà ni ẹ̀rù ṣáà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ẹ dákun, ẹ jẹ́ á ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́. Lóòótọ́ ó yẹ kí ẹrú ọ̀sá, ó yẹ kó lówó rẹ̀ ó wà, ṣùgbọ́n kò sí ẹ̀rù tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń sọ yẹn. Bí a ṣe sọ, àwọn lọ́balọ́ba àtàwọn àgbàjòyè wọ́n wà lórí afẹ́fẹ́ láago 3 ní Parrot FM láti fọkàn ẹ̀yin aráàlú balẹ̀ pé kò sí ìyọnu kankan. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i, a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín o. Ṣé kò sí ìbéèrè? No question.